Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Shadow of the Colossus playthrough. It is time for our 12th Colossi. Yep, we have really well and truly started to get towards the end of the game now. We're in the sort of latter quarter. Or at least we will be in the latter quarter as soon as, we've defeated this Colossi. And we're heading to a very interesting Colossi. Very interesting. Because it's a very alien looking one, and it's also just very peculiar in how it works. And also we're actually going to a place within the Forbidden Lands that we haven't touched yet. Because while we have been to the north, I mean particularly obviously with the last fight against Colossus, we've never been to this bit of the north, and definitely have never had to go this direction. And I mean, it is beautiful. I mean, just look at that waterfall over there. That's just stunning. We are actually going to get very close to that waterfall. I think actually heading towards this very Colossi. But obviously before we get to the Colossi we have to deal with a safe shrine because it's here. And I'm not going to avoid them if they're on my way. I mean, that would be just really daft. I think I did have a slightly better tactic, I suppose, in terms of trying to find these blooming white-tailed lizards. Because it was just like, you know what, let's sit well clear and hope that he runs into where I need him to be, so that then, I can attack him a bit more easily. And hey, it did work, so, well, I'll take that. But yeah, I suppose I haven't actually talked about some of the sort of various other things about the game. I've been very focused on the Colossi themselves, but obviously one of the things that you can do in the remake is there's the photo mode, but also there's the filters that you can do, so you can change the look and feel of Shadow of the Colossus. There is sort of one that you can do and shift some of the settings a bit, and you can very much get it looking closer to the coloration and bloom levels of the original game, which is quite nice. So there are a lot of options in terms of how you can get Shadow of the Colossus to look for you, and that's always quite a nice thing to be able to see. And I mean, there have been some stunning photos taken by people in the photo mode, like really truly spectacular, and it does just further my point that Shadow of the Colossus 2018 is a beautiful game. I mean, look at that waterfall. It's just gorgeous. And I mean, also I will always return to Aggro being a very, 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 very good piece of animation and work. She's just just amazing, and unfortunately we now have to leave her behind. Thankfully there's a save point here, because it could be very likely that you're about to die. Because if you get caught up in... Thank you for turning up pretty quickly, and also dying pretty quickly, because I just want to get on, you know? So yes, there's a chance that you might die in this platforming section, because if you get caught in that water before you get to where the Colossi is located, or at least where's a safe jumping off point, yeah, you're going to get sucked right over the edge and fall to your doom. Thankfully, once you've made it round that pillar, it's really not too bad, because you reach here and then you have to jump into the water. It's just if you do it anywhere around close to the waterfall, you're pretty buggered. Because there is a relatively decent current in this water. But once you're sort of at this further point, it can't really affect you. But either way, here we go. It's time for Colossi number 12. You know, as soon as we get to this middle platform and it decides to turn up. So, this is Pelagia. And it's a very alien looking Colossi, and also terrifying because it shoots lasers at you. And it is, like, proper terrifying. Because the only way to kill it is to get to its weak point on its belly, but actually getting to its belly, easier said than done. Because it's shooting lightning bolts at you, and you're not high enough at this moment in time, so you've got to swim under Pelagia to be able to get on top of its head, and then you can actually make progress. Music is Creeping Shadow, but then once it rears up, you'll get In Awe of the Power, which is quite awesome. Pelagia is actually the only Colossi to not have eyes, but the tips of its tusks do serve as its eyes, because when they're just regular they're blue, but they turn to orange when they attack, which is great. And actually I would say that Pelagia has a really interesting name. So the word Pelagia by itself it's Greek, and it means from the sea, which is nice, but obviously the whole thing of Pelagia comes from the word pelago. Now the reason that that sticks in my head is because obviously the word archipelago, and an archipelago is an extensive group of islands. So the pelago is the island bit, and the archi is the sort of extensive group in terms of the wording, which is awesome. So there's a whole thing to do with Pelagia that it is an island, so to speak. And I mean, you can see that in terms of the hint that Dorman gives you, because the next foe is Paradise floats upon the lake, hinting at it being an island of sorts, which it sort of look like. And then A silent being wields thunder, a moving bridge to cross to higher ground. So you've got the whole fact that Pelagia looks like a floating island, so it makes even more sense that it's called Pelagia. And you're pretty much gonna probably need 2 cycles to get down Pelagia. Not the toughest in the grand scheme of things, it's just the sort of odd movement of having to attack the teeth-like structures on top of its head. It's a bizarre beast. It really is. And I think the way that the Team Ico Wikia describes it is it's the most alien of all of them. Because it's sort of got a gorilla-like stance, but then obviously it's got the tusks, which are very much not gorilla-y. It's sort of a turtle in this whole sort of floating island thing, but it's not. And then it has teeth on its head, which suggests that it's the bottom half, like the bottom jaw, but that just makes it sort of weird, because there's no way that it seems like that would be a bottom jaw, and yeah, it's just creepy. But the other very interesting thing about Pelagia is that it has the longest introductory sequence of all the Colossi at approximately 42 seconds in length, which is insane. Like, you'd think there might be a longer intro sequence, but no, Pelagia has it. And I suppose I should probably also point out its Latin name since we're here, and that is Hermagnus pistrix, I think that's how you pronounce it, which just translates to very great sea monster. But it really does gender Pelagia, because pistrix is the female word for sea monster. The masculine word for sea monster is pistris. So it's that sort of difference between ix and is. And that follows through into a few of the other Colossi as well. But yes, I just need to get Pelagia to, you know, play ball right now. Because after every cycle, Pelagia will destroy the structure that you were standing on, which is not helpful. Obviously, thankfully, you can direct Pelagia in the direction you want her to go, but she's still a bit stubborn. But yeah, the whole design of Pelagia does creep me out. It's those teeth. I don't like teeth at the best of time, but like, having them on top of your head, it's just super creepy. And I mean, I do feel really bad for Pelagia, because I mean, I bet she's thinking, oh, why is this guy hitting me in my bloody teeth? And that was ridiculously close to having to do that all over again. Ridiculously close. But I think we should be pretty okay, because Pelagia's got very little health left, and I think one proper good stab should do it. And there we go. Our 12th Colossi is defeated, and we have entered the final quarter of the game.